Yes. Okay, so like in previous classes, we have discussed various basic details. I think these are details which we have discussed somehow. And in the previous lab with previous lecture with CSB, we have taken these two concepts. First one is group by clause, which we have started with you only in lecture number 17, and in lecture number 18 we have discussed having clause. So how having clause can be used, could be used, and what is the effect of using having clause. And just now we have revised that whatever condition we are using, whatever clause or attribute we are must be part of select clause in a query. So like in a query, suppose you are using group by and having clause. So after using these clauses into the query, so whatever attribute we have mentioned in group by, we have mentioned whatever condition we have mentioned in having clause, these two things should be appear in the select clause, right? So what if we are not using these things? What happened if we not follow these clauses or conditions? So you will be experimenting with these possibilities in the lab session, right? So there are various warnings and the various errors if we not plug these attributes, group by attributes or having clause condition into the select clause. So that is something very basically kind of mandatory situation. And similarly, one thing we have again reiterated in the previous class that in the having clause, most of the queries are like that only. Whenever you need to use having clause for a query, in having clause you need to use these aggregate functions only. It is very commonly happens, or it is very casually required that whatever query we have created by using group by, so it's like whenever if a query is having all those clause like from clause, where clause, then group by, then having. So whenever we are having this group by clause, and if it is required to use having clause, right? So it is naturally applying some condition. So having clause is naturally applying some condition on these subtables which are created by group by. So whenever we want to perform something on a subtable or table, it is the possibility of aggregate function, right? Aggregate functions are something which will be operated on a set of results or set of values. So that's why it is kind of rule that whenever you want to use having, you should be having group by in a query, right? Retrieval query. So there are very specific data request or data queries from the user where you need to use group by and having clause. This is something we have discussed in the lecture number 16 or lecture number 17. Right now, very few basically high-end or advanced operators are also available in SQL. So I consider them as an advanced operator for comparison, because these operations are these operators like exist, not exist, all, except, all, union, all. There are others also, right? So I have listed a few only. So these are advanced operators are used to have some kind of comparison, some kind of validation, or some kind of verification of data, like qualifying data. So whenever we have or we are using these kind of operators, it is always with inner query and outer queries, right? So that's why they are called comparison operators. So whenever we will be using these operators are always plugged with the subquery or inner query subquery arrangement, inner query outer query arrangement, right? So if you can read the proper literal meaning of these terms, like exist, not exist. So basically whenever we want to identify, we want to select a tuple for which there is something which exists or does not exist, decides the possibility of that tuple to be in the final result. So it is again depends on the wisdom of the programmer. So like here we are acting as a programmer. So that's what I'm saying. So in the previous, or maybe in the first lab itself of SQL, we have said that eventually it is preferred to have or write a basic query expression, right? Like for all operator, we have written one of the query without using this all operator. So by using the basic convention, basic concepts of SQL, you can write each and everything. But in some cases, it is preferred to use these advanced operators, right? So this is always the alternative. So if you want to really understand that what is the effect of these operators and what is the complexity of these operators, you should be advised to write a basic query for each and every operator, like how exist work, how not exist work, how all operator or except all operator works. You need to write a basic expression for these equivalents, right? That is what I used to suggest, because in interviews also they used to ask the complexity of these operators. So unless you do not have the basic idea that how this particular advanced operator works, you cannot write expression or you cannot evaluate the complexity, right? Even in the examination also it is preferred. So in examinations actually we used to write this instruction that you should not be using these operators. Always learn how to, you should learn how to write a SQL query of these without using these operators. So but in some cases it is also sometimes it is required to have the idea about these clause operators. So there is this small query you can see. Let me extend it. Yeah, so you can see it like it is using the select first name last name from employee where not exist, like this. So this is something not, it is emphasizing the not exist of these data. So whatever this query is generating, this subquery is generating, right? If it is not having anything, not exist, then only something in the outer query will be selected. Similarly, we have used this second clause, which is except. So it is like this only. Let me drag it here, like this. Yeah. So now you can see. So we have not exist of for this data. If this inner query is not having anything, then only it is true. So it is like having conditions false and true conditions, false and true places. So similarly, after this in where clause itself, it is having except. So now it is asking for except. So this except is actually connected to this inner query. Now except select P number from works on and where this SSN equals to ESSN, right? So now because this SSN is coming from this employee table, which is outer query database object, database table object. So basically we are having this kind of correlated query. Yeah, so you can see. So we have this except in a correlated manner, and this is a simple query, simple subquery, which is not having any correlation or anything. It is simple subquery. So these kind of queries are also possible. So broadly, if you summarize what is the possible outcome of this, so it is like it retrieves the name of employees who works on all projects controlled by department number 5, right? Except is used for that, right? So basically, these kind of query must be there or should be there. So whenever we are writing something by using these exist or not exist except, you should be very careful that which data object or which tuple will be not qualifying or will not be included in it. Right? Similarly, you can use others also, like one of the query we have discussed that what is the possible query for retrieving the employee details or employee names who are getting salary higher than all the employee working in department number 5. So there you can use all, right? So similarly, you can use union all also. So there are various operators. There are operator called any also, any, right? So there are various actually. I have listed only few. So we are not going to discuss much upon these parts because these are something which we will be discussing or experimenting in the labs classes. Now let me move forward you to the second concept, which is an important concept. So it is a concept of database views, right? So I want to understand what is your perception of concept of views. So can you tell me what do you understand by view? Anything? What is your perception of view? So if someone asks you, okay, now you have this idea about basic concepts of SQL or MS SQL and database concepts. So can you tell me what is a view? Right. So it is nothing to do with those three views: conceptual view or logical view, physical view, user view. It is nothing to do with those views. So can you tell me what is the possible definition or possible perception of yours on database view? So let's virtual tables which actually does not exist. Kanupriya, okay. So which does not exist. we'll discuss this part. Okay. Any other definition? Yes, I'm waiting for your response. Start typing. So what is the possible definition, or maybe possible meaning, or maybe anything for database views? Just let me know. Okay, so I'm still waiting for your response. So keep posting your responses. So what do you understand by term virtual? So let me discuss this part. What do you understand? Virtual means what, and what do you understand by using it in the context of database? If you are using virtual table, so what first you need to understand what is the meaning of virtual. Virtual does not always mean that it does not exist. If it does not exist, why we are using and where it will be used, and how we are having this perception, or how a database system will be creating a perception that a table is actually used but it does not exist. Yes. So I'm still waiting for your response, right? Because you should be having some kind of scratch idea that okay, sir, view means this. I'm still waiting for your responses. Kushagra say virtual table created for some query response statement used for quicker retrieval of common queries. This is something obviously true, that we will have a quicker response for those queries. So it is not like that when we use these virtual tables in a query, that query will be efficient. It is not like the true case. Okay. Okay, और कुछ कर सकते हैं, और को reply करिए, और भी कुछ लोग, then we will be going forward, because I need to understand what kind of perception you have. Okay, keep posting. Arkdeep, what are you sleeping or what? Devanshu. So Kumud says a query that is stored in database for quick use. Okay, so it is somehow related. Praneet Niti says a view is a virtual table based on the result set of an SQL statement. Yeah, so it is naturally ye language, ye statement book ki language, but I don't know how it is clear to you. So it is basically, naturally we are creating views, and we are database में already अगर database table है, तो why we are creating view? That should be the first question, right? Because हम database table create करते हैं किसी real world schema को capture करने के लिए. जैसे हमने employee table create किया to take care of, to store the data of these objects, these real world objects, right? So like in a class we have 100 students, so we need to capture all these details of these 100 students. So that's why we have created this student table. Now why we are creating views? And we know that views are tables, virtual tables maybe. Okay, let's take that one. Okay, it is views are virtual tables, but why we are creating? क्योंकि data तो already हमने tables पे रखा हुआ है अलग अलग, और उन data पे हम query भी run कर रहे हैं. Now where is the need of creating views? What is the actual need of it? मैं assume करता हूँ एक moment के लिए कि my database system is responding with the appropriate response time. So एक पॉसिबिलिटी होती है ना कि सर कुछ क्वेरीज हैं, उसको रिस्पांस फास्ट करना है. सो आई एम अज्यूमिंग कि इफ रिस्पांस इज नॉट द केस, रिस्पांस इज नॉट द बॉटलनेक. आपने अगर डेटा सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग में पढ़ा होगा कि रिस्पांस टाइम, क्वेरी रिस्पांस टाइम या सिस्टम रिस्पांस टाइम इज नॉन फंक्शनल रिक्वायरमेंट. तो अगर एक टाइम के लिए मैं अज्यूम करूं कि इट इज नॉट अ फर्स्ट थिंग टू बी टिक्ड, रिस्पांस टाइम नहीं है, स्लो नहीं है, अच्छा तो भी ओके है. इट मींस वी डू नॉट नीड वर्चुअल टेबल्स. So what is the actual need of why virtual queries or virtual tables are required, right? Okay, Arshi says we can hide some unnecessary information. Yes, views. So Arshi, it's a altogether different perception. It is not for that reason, right? So इंफॉर्मेशन फिल्टर सम रिकॉर्ड्स, वो तो आप क्वेरीज कर सकते हैं, कौन सा डेटा आप सेलेक्ट क्लॉज में जो लिखते हैं वही दिखेगा. सो यू कैन नॉट यूज views or anything to filter the data. Mehul says database view gives perception information about database property for a specific purpose audience with the improved retrieval and control query. ये थोड़ा बड़ा हो गया रिप्लाई. राइट, टू सिक्योर डेटा. आयुष, आयुष इट इज नथिंग टू डू विद सिक्योरिंग डेटा. जो भी डेटा आपका जो भी डेटा आपके डेटाबेस में है, अगर आपने उसमें प्रॉपर ग्रांट इवोक यूज किया है तो नो वन कैन हैक इट, नो वन कैन पेनिट्रेट इट. राइट, आपको ये चीज आइडिया नहीं होगा कि वर्ल्ड में जो भी डेटाबेसेस हैक होते हैं, जो भी डेटाबेस हैक होते हैं, वो वही डेटाबेस हैक होते हैं जो, अब आप ऐसे समझो कि एक सॉफ्टवेयर सिस्टम जो होता है, इट इज हैविंग टू लेयर्स, फ्रंट एंड बैक एंड. राइट, वी हैव दिस फ्रंट एंड. फ्रंट एंड इज समथिंग व्हिच क्रिएट्स दीज लूप होल्स, जिसकी वजह से आप बैक एंड में जाके डेटा ले सकते हैं. बट जैसे यू कैन नॉट हैक द एसबीआई सिस्टम, राइट, SBI system, because SBI is having multiple windows to get into the data. जो हमारा डेटा है, जैसे SBI सिस्टम में जो यूजर का डेटा है वो एक सेपरेटेड स्पेस में रखा होता है, सेपरेटेड सर्वर्स में रखा होता है, सेपरेटेड डेटाबेस सर्वर्स में रखा होता है. So now these things are basically part of your software engineering classes, but if you cannot have, you do not need to worry about the security of data, because जो database system है that itself having some kind of arrangement to secure it itself, right? To prevent direct access. Okay, Renu says to direct access. Yeah, it is the after effect. Renu, it is the after effect. Whenever we are using virtual data, virtual tables, it will provide an indirect access actually. So it will basically have this kind of layer. So now let's go to the actual concept. So the primary reason of why we are using, or why do we need to use virtual tables or views, right? That is, so whenever you are using yes, naturally, Raghav, it is true. So naturally, whenever we have this real-time database, so whenever we have a database which is having real-time operations or support to real-time user, there are various queries which will be frequently raised by user, right? So ये हो सकता है कि वो एक सिंपल रिपोर्ट हो जो डेली ही आप उसको रन करना चाहेंगे, डेली ही उसका आउटपुट देखेंगे. वो एक क्वेरी हो सकती है, राइट, रिट्रीवल क्वेरी. आई एम नॉट सेइंग अपडेट क्वेरी, रिट्रीवल क्वेरीज, बिकॉज वी आर इन द पार्ट ऑफ रिट्रीवल क्वेरी स्टिल. So whenever we use a particular query, particular set of instruction to retrieve the data very frequently, right? Whenever we are running a query on daily basis, on hourly basis, on basically some kind of routine basis, then as a user, or maybe as a DBA, or maybe as a programmer, you will not have this tendency to write it again and again, writing, compiling, and processing, right? So this is the first and most important reason because of which we need concept of database views. So instead of writing this query which are required, the data of which is required in hourly basis or daily basis or monthly basis, you should be creating a definition of this query, right? When I say definition of this query means कोई query है जो कह रही है कि ये डेटा चाहिए मुझे, डेली चाहिए, राइट, कि मंथली चाहिए, तो क्या करेंगे आप उस क्वेरी को ही कंपाइल करके और प्रोसेस करके रख लेंगे. कहीं रख लेंगे मीन्स क्वेरी को तो आप रख सकते, यू विल बी सेविंग और यू विल बी स्टोरिंग इट्स कंपाइल्ड वर्जन, you will be saving the compiled version of this query into the database. वहीं रखेंगे जहां पे हमने database का schema रखा था. और I hope you can recall it. So when we have performed this create table statement, so there is this schema instance created and it is kept in a allocation schema in a conceptual level. So whenever we perform a DDL expression, in DDL, whenever we perform create statement, we have kept a definition of each and every table in the allocation schema. Similarly, whenever we want to save or whenever we want to keep or store this compiled version of query, it will be kept into the same allocation schema, right? And naturally, whenever we are compiling a query, we can save it by having a specific name, and this name or this object, this compiled object, this compiled definition is called as a view, right? It is called a view. Now, why we are saying virtual table? Why we are saying this virtual view, this view as a virtual table? Because the output of this compiled query, this compiled object, the output of this compiled object will be a table, right? So eventually it is stored as a compiled object, right? And whenever we will process this object, now compilation आपका नहीं हो जाता क्योंकि हमने compile करके रख लिया है, तो next time we can directly execute it, we can directly process it, and it will generate a data. और data वही आएगा जो हम इस query को normally कर रहे थे. अगर इसी query को, जिस query का हमने compile version save कर लिया है, इसको अगर करते तो क्या होता, उस query को type करते, फिर उसको compilation होता, उसके बाद processing होती, likewise. So now if we have a compiled version of this query, it is now saving your compilation time. That's first part. Second part, you do not need to worry about anything, right? You have idea that okay, I need this part of data, और मैंने उसको compile करके रख लिया है. Whenever I will click on some button or click on some query, the required data will be fetched simply. Now, naturally, to retrieve this data, which is mentioned in this query, compiled query process तो वैसे चलेगा. Processing time, query processing time or extraction time will not be reduced. Only compilation time will be removed. And now you do not need to worry about writing this query again and again. You simply click on it. It is saved. It is retrieving the data for you, right? So this is why it is called virtual. So virtual does not mean there is nothing available for that object. Virtual means you have kept a partially prepared or partially ready object, and that object will create an impression that we have a table, we have a physical object. That's how virtual reality works actually. So virtual reality को achieve करने के लिए ऐसा नहीं कुछ नहीं चाहिए होता है. You need some kind of hardware. You need some kind of environment where you can create this reality, where you can create these objects, virtual objects, right? Similarly, there is a concept called virtual memory. So you must have this concept in the operating system subject, operating system course. There is a system called a virtual memory. So virtual memory says whenever you're running some process in your desktop or maybe in laptop, and suppose your RAM is of size 1 GB, but that process of your system or software requires 4 GB. Let's assume 4 GB. तो उस प्रोसेस को रन करने के लिए 4 GB चाहिए. जैसे बहुत सारे आप गेम्स रन करते हैं कई बार, तो उनको 4 GB की प्रोसेस चाहिए, वो मेमोरी चाहिए इनिशियली. And in your hardware systems, in your desktop or laptop, there is a component which will create this impression that okay, जब आप प्रोसेस रन करेंगे तो उसको सिस्टम को इंप्रेशन देगा वो मॉड्यूल कि okay, I am having this 4 GB memory, 4 GB RAM, but actually में तो नहीं है, right? So that is the only role of this simple system utility, which will create this impression that I have a memory of 4 GB. So this impression is 4 GB of impression is of virtual memory impression. So similarly here we are having this compiled version of query, and we will use this compiled version of query to get the data which will be fetched by this, and it will create a table with the required data. So these are called virtual table because its outcome will be a table, right? But its physical table does not exist, right? जो आपने stored किया compile instruction, compiled query, it will fetch you the required data naturally from the actual tables, जैसे normally query perform होती है, right? And that's why we are saying virtual tables. It is virtual because it is kept in this definition is kept for some purpose, and this purpose is what we will be fetching the data. We will be fetching the data from the different tables based on different conditions, and we will be presenting it into a table to the user, right? So first part is that it is not so this table is not the table which this query or which this definition is generating is not physically available. That's one part. And it is virtual because some object, some definition is stored which will create the data, which will fetch the data, right? We're not going to write this query again and again. So this simple definition only, we will be able to fetch these records, right? So but there is this advancement in this part. जो भी हम अभी बात कर रहे हैं, इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट वर्चुअल टेबल, राइट। लेकिन अभी कुछ लोग बात करते हैं फ्रॉम द लास्ट 5 to 6 years, वट एवर डेटा दिस क्वेरी इज जनरेटिंग, जो अभी हम बात करें ना कि क्वेरी उसको हमने मेटेरियलाइज, उसको हमने कंपाइल करके स्टोर कर लिया, एंड फॉर दिस वी आर सेइंग दिस इज अ वर्चुअल टेबल विच दिस इज अ व्यू। लेकिन अभी लास्ट 5 to 6 years में एडवांसमेंट हुआ है कि there is a need of saving or storing the result of this query। जो आपने क्वेरी कंपाइल की उसके बाद उसको कह दिया कि व्यू है, लेकिन कुछ लोगों ने क्या किया कि इस व्यू से जो डेटा रिट्रीव हो रहा है उसको रिट्रीव करके उसको भी सेव कर लिया एक सेपरेट टेबल में। नाउ दिस होल थिंग इज रेफर्ड एज अ मटेरियलाइज्ड व्यू। सो व्यू को, उसकी डेफिनेशन तो स्टोर है, उसी को व्यू कह रहे हैं। व्यू डेटा रिट्रीव हो रहा उसको भी सेव कर लिया, एंड नाउ दिस व्यू इज रेफर्ड एज अ मटेरियलाइज्ड व्यू because we have materialized, we have saved, or we have stored the data of this view. So it is called materialized view. We have materialized it. So that is something advanced concept. We are not discussing how to get it done and how to materialize it. But आपको इतना रखना है कि what is a view? It is a virtual table which will be created or which will be generated by compiling frequent queries. So if someone asks you that, what do you think about views? So you can say that it is a compiled instruction or compiled definition kept in the database for a frequently occurring query. So because the need of view is only happens because in a database we are having these some of the frequent queries जिनके लिए हम views बनाते हैं। ऐसे ही सब कुछ के लिए बना लेंगे हम। तो व्यूज बनाने का पहला रीजन यही है, we have these query frequently occurring in the database. So that's why instead of writing these query again and again, we have created a set of views, right? So by creating views we cannot achieve any other purpose. ऐसा नहीं है कि व्यू क्रिएट करने से डेटा सिक्योर हो जाएगा, कुछ पार्ट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन आप हाइड कर देंगे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है। इट इज फॉर this view concept of view is created for a simple purpose, and it is achieving a very simple and very specific purpose. It is not having these advanced achievements, right? Now let me share that how to create a view. Now in the lab also we have discussed that to create any database object, we will use create statement, right? So database object, like this view is also a database object, right? So to create a database object, you will have or you will need a database DDL and create statement, right? That is for sure, because database views are also database object, right? So now it is basically a virtual table with no data values. It is obviously, right, no data value stored, only definition stored. So we are keeping the definition of a frequently occurring query as a view. Now how to create a view? So this is the typical syntax for that. It is like create view, like in the case of database table we have done, because v is also table, so syntax will be same. Like in database, creating database, what is the instruction? Create database db1 there, because in a database there is no need to have mention of attributes, but in case of tables we have done create table, then in brackets we have mentioned all the list of attributes and their constraints and data types. Similarly, because we are saying database views are nothing but it is a virtual table, so we will say like create view. Now I am assigning a specific name, user defined name. So this will be the name of view, works on, right? As, now you need to mention is as. So what is the impression of view? So what are the different things a view will have? This view will have. So basically in that we have written a simple query, yes, like this. So now I am creating a view called works on one. This view will have these set of impressions. तो अगर आप इसको रन करेंगे, इस क्वेरी को रन करेंगे, या कि फिर इस व्यू को यूज करेंगे डायरेक्टली, राइट? वी हैव नाउ टू अल्टरनेटिव्स. एक अल्टरनेटिव ये कि क्वेरी बार बार यूज हो रही है, यूजर्स यूज कर रहे हैं, कि कोई भी प्रोग्रामर या कि डीबी यूज कर रहा है बार बार मंथली आर्ली बेसिस. So one alternative we have that explicitly type this query again and again, compile it and process it. That's one alternative we have. Second alternative we have that we can directly access this works on. एक बार view create हो गया, so you to explore the data, to get the data of this query, you can directly use this expression. Select star from works on, right? Works on is the name of view. So whenever we go for this query, it is automatically basically initiating or processing this view, the definition which we have stored in it, right? So you can say here in this expression, you can say I am calling, or I am referring, or I am using this view. You do not need to write this query again. You do not need to compile this query again and again. You can simply generates this kind of expression. तो ज्यादातर जो भी वेब पेजेस बने होते हैं, वेब पेजेस मींस जो भी डेटाबेस से कनेक्टेड होते हैं बैकएंड में, so most of the operations which we used to find in our profiles, like if you're having profile for net banking of SBI, there are various operations defined, right? Account statement, all these things. So for these kind of queries, where data request is there, data retrieval is required, not manipulation, only data request or data retrieval is required, they used to create these kind of views, right? They used to provide these kind of views, and these views are simply called in the web pages. So if you go for if you explore the different HTML pages, there we used to mention these SQL expressions. So in these expressions, you find that there is simple instruction written like select star from works on one, because for works on one there is a view created. The DBA person or the programmer person is already created a view by named as works on one, and in the HTML page you have placed this simple code select star from works on one, right? So it is providing some kind of abstraction, right? So instead of writing these expression, or instead of exposing this whole query into the HTML page, you can directly use these views, right? So you can have any number of views on any different number of queries. So that is something we will get, right? And naturally, the obvious advantage of this is that it will have some kind of efficiency on the data retrieval, because we have saved the compilation time. So because you can assume that if a query is requested on daily basis, so suppose on a particular database or some particular set of requests, we are getting thousands of requests on the same query. So it is better to have these queries compiled, right? So because it is saving some kind of processing time also. Second, it is because of it is reducing the compilation time. Whenever we are using this query, whenever there is occurrence of this query, it will save your time of processing, right? So the database views are typically or primarily used to retrieve the specific data for a specific query which is occurring frequently, right? That's one part. Second part is that whenever we create a query, whenever we create a view by using create view statement, so after creating this view works on one, you cannot modify the definition, because definition you can modify, because in case of database table or in case of any database schema, suppose you want to perform something on it, like suppose in a database table, after creating the database table, suppose you are requested or you are required to modify it. Suppose you want to add some attribute in a database table, you can do that by using alter. So by having alter expression, you can add an attribute. But in case of database views, you cannot add something. So suppose somebody asked that in this select clause or in this view works on, after creating, suppose you have created this view works on, now after 1 or 2 days or maybe 1 month, someone asked that, okay, I need one more attribute in this view. So you cannot directly add it, right? And basically whenever we create a view, it is kind of a freeze entity. You cannot perform any modification on that. So for that purpose, for that request, you need to create a new view. So either you can simply, so you can do one thing, you can simply drop view, and you can write simply works underscore on one, something like that, right? So you can do that. You can delete a particular view, and you can again create the view with those added attributes. So those added conditions in the select, those added attributes in the select clause. You can add some condition in where clause, likewise. So right. So whenever you want to modify a view, so that's why it is said that in books also you cannot modify a view. So modifying view means adding something, removing something in the query which is used in the creation of the view. So जो भी आपने view create करने के लिए या कि जिस भी query का view create किया है उस query में कुछ add करना, that is the typical meaning of modifying a view, right? So that's what basically it says, that whenever you want to modify or update a view, so updating view means update query. It is nothing to do with the data part. So updating view means updating the query, adding or modifying something in the query, and again creating a view, right? So if you have created a view, you cannot modify it because that is definition. And if you want to modify it, you need to create a view, right? So this is something related to view. So it is not having a very heavy concept. It is a simple concept. That's what we have discussed, that what is the need. So that first question is very, I think it should be clear to you, that why do we need a view? That's one part. Second, how it is created, and how, if someone asks you that you need to modify it, so how to modify it? You cannot modify it, so you simply need to create another view, right? And there is one way, there is two ways actually. Either you can delete the previous version of view and create new view, or you can create altogether new view by using this modified query, right? And naturally, what is the advantage of these views? So that's it for the this particular concept. So if you have any query, you can post it me now. So I'm waiting for your queries, because we have eventually we have done with the discussions on